marriage is not just about sharing a home. It's about sharing a life, a dream, and a love that deepens with time. It is the union of two souls who choose each other every day, not just on the easy days, but on the hard ones too. It is a promise to stand together when the world tries to pull you apart, to lift each other when life gets heavy, and to love even when it's not convenient. Love is not just a word whispered in the silence of the night. It is an action, a choice, a force that binds hearts together. It is waking up each morning and deciding to be patient, kind, and understanding. It is learning to see beyond flaws, to embrace imperfections, and to grow through them. Real love is not about waiting for happiness. It's about creating it together. A strong marriage does not mean the absence of conflict, but the presence of understanding. True strength is found in the moments when you choose to listen instead of argue, to forgive instead of resent, and to trust instead of doubt. It is in the laughter that echoes through the halls, the late night talks that heal wounds, and the quiet moments of simply being there for one another. There will be days when the weight of life feels too much to bear. But in those moments, remember why you started this journey together. Hold hands a little tighter. Speak words of encouragement instead of criticism. Be each other's safe space, a place where love is unconditional and support is unwavering. A marriage built on trust and respect is one that can weather any storm. The happiest couples are not the ones who never face challenges, but the ones who refuse to let those challenges break them. They grow through struggles, learn through hardships, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more in love. Because love is not about perfection, it is about perseverance. Never stop celebrating each other. Never stop appreciating the little things, because those little things become the foundation of a great love story. A kind word, a small note, a heartfelt thank you. These simple acts of love can turn an ordinary day into something extraordinary. Love is not in the grand gestures alone. It is in the everyday moments of choosing to be present, engaged, and devoted. Keep the spark alive. Love should not grow old. It should grow deeper. Surprise each other, laugh together, and never stop making memories. Dance in the kitchen, take that spontaneous trip, and remind each other why you fell in love in the first place. A marriage filled with joy is a marriage filled with life. And above all, remember that your love is more than just yours. It is a light that shines for others. A husband and wife who truly love each other create a legacy of love that extends beyond themselves. They teach their children what love looks like, inspire their friends to believe in commitment, and remind the world that true love still exists. So love fiercely, love fearlessly, love with a heart that never gives up and a soul that never forgets the beauty of this journey. Because a life shared in love is not just a life well lived, it is a life worth celebrating. Marriage is not just a contract or a ceremony, it is a profound connection between two souls who choose to walk through life together. It is a sacred bond that extends beyond words, a deep-rooted commitment built on love, trust, and companionship. It is the coming together of two individuals, not to complete each other, but to complement each other, to uplift and to support through every high and low. A husband and wife are not just partners in name, they are teammates in the game of life, sharing dreams, struggles, and victories. This bond is not measured by time alone, but by the moments of understanding, the sacrifices made for one another, and the unwavering presence that reassures you are not alone. It is a relationship that thrives on mutual respect, where each person values the other's individuality while embracing the unity they share. True companionship in marriage means being each other's safe haven, a refuge in times of chaos, and a source of joy in the simple, everyday moments. It is knowing that no matter what happens, there is always someone who believes in you, who stands by your side, and who sees the best in you, even when you struggle to see it yourself. It is about holding hands not only in happiness, but also in moments of doubt, offering strength when one falters, and celebrating even the smallest triumphs together. Trust forms the foundation of this sacred bond. It is built not only through words, but through actions, through the small, consistent gestures that say, I am here and I always will be. It is the confidence that comes from knowing that honesty and faithfulness are at the core of the relationship, creating a space where both hearts can be open and vulnerable without fear. It is in the silent understanding, the unspoken promises, and the certainty that love will not waver even when circumstances change. Marriage is a journey of growth where two people evolve not just as individuals, but as a unit. It requires patience, selflessness, and the willingness to nurture the relationship every single day. It is about adapting, learning, and choosing each other over and over again, no matter how many seasons pass. Love within this sacred bond does not remain stagnant. It deepens, matures, and becomes more profound with time. It is found in the shared laughter, the meaningful conversations, and even in the quiet presence of simply being together. Companionship in marriage is not just about the big milestones. It is about the daily choices to be kind, to be present, and to love unconditionally. It is in the simple acts of care, a comforting hug after a long day, a reassuring word when doubt creeps in, a silent prayer for each other's well-being. These moments, though small, weave together the fabric of a love that is unbreakable. It is not about perfection, but about embracing imperfections, understanding that true love lies not in never making mistakes, but in always finding a way back to each other. This bond is a gift, a sacred connection that, when nurtured, becomes a source of endless strength, joy, and fulfillment. It is not just about living under the same roof, but about building a life together, one filled with love that stands the test of time. Love in marriage is not just an emotion that comes and goes with time. It is a conscious choice, an ongoing commitment to cherish, respect, and uplift one another every single day. It is deeper than mere words or fleeting feelings. It is the very foundation upon which a strong and lasting relationship is built. True love in marriage is about seeing each other beyond imperfections, embracing flaws, and recognizing that it is not about finding someone perfect, but about building a love that is unshakable despite life's challenges. It is easy to love when things are smooth, when laughter fills the air, and when happiness comes effortlessly. But the true test of love is in the difficult moments, in the struggles that arise, in the disagreements that challenge patience. Love is not about walking away when times get tough. It is about standing firm, holding on, and choosing to work through the hard times together. It is about finding solutions instead of blame, understanding instead of judgment, and grace instead of resentment. This kind of love is not just spoken, it is shown through everyday actions. It is in the small moments, a gentle touch, a knowing glance, a kind word spoken at just the right time. It is in the sacrifices made not out of obligation, but out of genuine care, in the way two people look out for each other, protect each other's hearts, and become each other's source of comfort. Real love is waking up each morning and making the conscious decision to prioritize your partner's happiness alongside your own. Commitment in love means being willing to grow together, to evolve as individuals while still nurturing the bond that unites two hearts. It is about continuously continuously learning from each other, discovering new depths of connection, and never allowing routine to replace romance. Love in marriage is not something to be assumed or taken for granted. It must be nourished, rekindled, and cherished no matter how many years pass. There will be moments of disagreement, but love reminds a couple that they are on the same team, not opponents. Love does not seek to win an argument, but to strengthen the relationship. It is about listening with an open heart, speaking with kindness, and finding compromise rather than control. It is understanding that in marriage, two people may not always see eye to eye, but they can always stand heart to heart. True love in marriage creates a safe space, a home within a home, where both partners can be their most authentic selves without fear of judgment. It is knowing that there is one person in the world who sees your vulnerabilities and still chooses you every single day. It is a love that does not demand perfection, but instead thrives on patience, forgiveness, and an unbreakable bond of trust. This kind of love does not fade with time, it deepens. It grows stronger with every challenge overcome, every tear wiped away, and every laughter shared. It's the kind of love that makes even the simplest moments feel extraordinary, where companionship turns into a lifelong adventure, and where the presence of one another becomes life's greatest blessing. Communication is the heartbeat of a strong marriage, the invisible thread that keeps two hearts connected, even in the busiest or most challenging times. It is not just about speaking, but about truly listening, understanding, and making the effort to connect on a deeper level. A relationship thrives when both partners feel heard, valued, and understood. Words have the power to build bridges or create walls, and in a marriage, choosing to communicate with love and respect is what strengthens the foundation of togetherness. Real communication is not just about talking about the good moments, sharing laughter, and exchanging pleasantries. It is about having the courage to express fears, insecurities, and emotions, even when they are difficult to put into words. It is about being honest without being hurtful, open without being defensive, and vulnerable without fear of rejection. The strongest marriages are built on conversations that go beyond the surface, where both partners can speak freely without the fear of being dismissed or misunderstood. Listening is just as important as speaking. It is not just hearing the words, but understanding the emotions behind them. It is about giving undivided attention, putting away distractions, and being fully present in the moment. A husband and wife who truly listen to each other build a bond that goes beyond words, a connection where even silence speaks volumes. Sometimes the most meaningful communication is found in a comforting embrace, a reassuring glance, or simply being there when words are not enough. Misunderstandings are inevitable, but how they are handled determines the strength of the relationship. Communication in marriage is not about proving who is right, but about finding a way forward together. It is about speaking with kindness, even in frustration, choosing patience over anger, and making the effort to resolve conflicts with love instead of resentment. Healthy communication means being willing to apologize when wrong, to forgive when hurt, and to compromise when needed. It is the ability to have tough conversations without tearing each other down. Expressing appreciation is another vital part of communication. In the midst of daily responsibilities, it is easy to overlook the little things. A kind gesture, a supportive word, a small effort made out of love. But when gratitude is spoken, it strengthens the connection between two people. A simple thank you or I appreciate you can make a world of difference, reminding both partners that their efforts are seen and valued. Marriage is a journey of constant learning, and communication is the tool that keeps love alive. It is not about having perfect conversations, but about making the effort to understand, to connect, and to grow together. Even after years pass, taking the time to talk, to dream, and to share thoughts and feelings keeps the bond strong. It turns a marriage into a partnership where both individuals feel safe, loved, and deeply connected, no matter what life brings. Trust is the foundation of a strong and lasting marriage, the unshakable pillar that holds everything else together. Without trust, love feels uncertain, words lose their meaning, and connection becomes fragile. But when trust is deeply rooted, a marriage becomes a safe haven, a place where both partners can be their true selves without fear, where vulnerability is met with understanding, and where promises are not just spoken, but lived out daily. Trust is not built overnight. It is formed through consistent actions, honesty, and reliability. It is knowing that your partner is not just saying they love you, but showing it through their presence, their loyalty, and their unwavering commitment. It is in the little moments, keeping promises, being dependable, and standing by each other even in difficult times. Trust is strengthened every time a husband and wife choose honesty over secrecy, transparency over doubt, and understanding over suspicion. In a marriage built on trust, both partners feel secure, not because they never have concerns, but because they know they can face anything together. It is the deep confidence that no matter how tough life gets, they will not turn against each other, but towards each other. Trust allows love to flourish without fear, without second guessing, without the weight of uncertainty. It removes the need for constant validation because both hearts are assured of their place in each other's lives. But trust is delicate. It takes time to build and just moments to break. When broken, it cannot simply be repaired with words alone. It requires actions, patience, and a genuine willingness to heal. It means taking responsibility for mistakes, making the effort to rebuild what was lost, and proving through actions that trust can be restored. A strong marriage does not avoid difficulties. It faces them with honesty, accountability, and the determination to grow stronger together. Trust also means believing in your partner's intentions, giving them the benefit of the doubt, and not allowing fear or past experiences to create unnecessary barriers. It is about choosing faith over insecurity, knowing that love cannot thrive in an environment of constant suspicion. A trusting marriage is one where both partners feel free, not free to do whatever they please, but free to be themselves, free to express their dreams and fears, free to grow as individuals while remaining deeply connected. In moments of uncertainty, trust is what keeps love standing firm. It allows a husband and wife to face challenges without fear, knowing they are not alone. It is what turns a marriage into a place of peace, where love is not questioned but deeply felt, where commitment is not just a word but a promise kept in every action. Trust, once deeply rooted, becomes the greatest source of strength, allowing love to withstand the tests of time and flourish in ways that go beyond imagination. Every marriage will face storms, moments of struggle, doubt, and hardship that test the strength of love. Life does not promise an easy road, and relationships are not exempt from challenges. But true love is not measured by how perfect a marriage appears in the good times. It is revealed in how two people hold on to each other when everything feels uncertain. A strong marriage is not about avoiding difficulties, but about standing together, hand in hand, when the storms of life try to pull you apart. There will be days when misunderstandings arise, when patience runs thin, and when emotions feel too overwhelming to handle. There will be moments when stress from the outside world seeps into the relationship, when financial worries, personal struggles, or family pressures create tension. But in these moments, love is not about pointing fingers or seeking to be right. It is about finding solutions together, about remembering that you are on the same team. It is about choosing unity over division, grace over frustration, and understanding over blame. Weathering the storms together means seeing each other as partners, not opponents. It is knowing that hardships do not define a marriage. How a couple faces them does. Some of the strongest relationships are not the ones that never experience conflict, but the ones that fight for each other instead of against each other. It is in these moments that love is proven, not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, steadfast presence of one person saying to the other, I am here no matter what. Adversity has the power to break a relationship or to strengthen it. The difference lies in the choice to hold on, to communicate, to grow through the challenges rather than allowing them to create distance. Love is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It is about learning how to dance in the rain, about finding comfort in each other, even when life feels unpredictable. A couple that truly loves each other does not run from difficulty. They lean in, they learn, and they come out stronger. No challenge lasts forever, but love that is nurtured through hardships becomes deeper and more resilient. Every struggle overcome together adds another layer of strength, another reminder of why the relationship matters. The storms of life will come and go, but a marriage built on commitment, trust, and the willingness to fight for love will always withstand the test of time. Love in marriage is not just about standing by each other through struggles. It is also about celebrating one another. Recognizing the value of the person you chose to spend your life with and never taking their presence for granted. A strong marriage is built on appreciation, on the small gestures, the kind words, and the effort to make each other feel seen, valued, and cherished. In the rush of daily life, it is easy to overlook the little things. A husband working hard to provide, a wife managing countless responsibilities, the silent sacrifices made for the well-being of the family. But love grows when these efforts are acknowledged. A simple thank you, a heartfelt compliment, or an affectionate touch can make all the difference. When appreciation is expressed regularly, it reinforces the bond between two people, reminding them that their love and efforts matter. Celebrating each other does not always mean extravagant gifts or grand gestures. Sometimes it is in the quiet moments. A note left on the table, a warm hug after a long day, a surprise meal just to say, I appreciate you. It is about noticing the good, speaking words of encouragement, and making sure your partner knows they are valued, not just for what they do, but for who they are. Marriage is not about waiting for special occasions to express love. It is about making every day an opportunity to uplift and affirm one another. A wife who feels appreciated radiates joy, and a husband who feels valued carries himself with confidence. When two people intentionally celebrate each other, love does not fade, it deepens, creating a relationship where both partners feel safe, fulfilled, and truly loved. In a world where criticism often comes easily, choosing to uplift instead of tear down is a gift. Words have power. They can either build up or break down. A marriage filled with genuine appreciation is one where love thrives, where happiness is multiplied, and where even the simplest moments feel extraordinary because they are shared with someone who truly cares. When appreciation becomes a daily practice, marriage transforms from something ordinary into something extraordinary. An unbreakable bond strengthened by love, gratitude, and mutual respect. Marriage is not just about love, it is about partnership, a journey where two people support, uplift, and walk beside each other through every stage of life. A strong marriage is not one where each person walks their own separate path, but one where they move forward together, hand in hand, strengthening each other with every step. It is about teamwork, about understanding that true success is not measured in personal achievements alone, but in what is built and nurtured together. A husband and wife are not just two individuals coexisting under the same roof. They are a unit, a force stronger when united. In a true partnership, decisions are not made alone, struggles are not faced in isolation, and dreams are not pursued separately. There is no competition, no keeping score, only the shared understanding that when one person succeeds, both succeed. It is about recognizing that each person brings strengths, and instead of trying to outshine one another, they use those strengths to lift each other higher. A marriage based on partnership is one where burdens are shared. It is about stepping in when the other is weary, offering support when challenges arise, and ensuring that neither person ever feels alone in their struggles. It is understanding that life comes with responsibilities, and instead of expecting one person to carry the weight alone, both partners commit to facing everything together. When both husband and wife contribute, whether in work, in the home, in parenting, or in emotional support, the relationship flourishes. Partnership is also about trust in each other's decisions, about valuing the other's voice and respecting their perspective. It is about knowing that your partner's opinions matter, that their dreams and desires are just as important as your own. A true partnership means encouraging each other to grow as individuals while remaining deeply connected as a couple. It is about being each other's biggest supporters, always pushing each other toward greatness while never losing sight of the love that brought them together. No relationship is perfect, and differences will always exist. But in a marriage built on partnership, differences are not sources of division, but of balance. Where one person is weak, the other is strong. Where one struggles, the other provides support. This balance does not come from controlling or changing each other, but from embracing the uniqueness each person brings into the relationship. True partnership in marriage is about unity, about standing side by side through all of life's challenges and victories, knowing that together anything is possible. Marriage is not just about sharing a life. It is about growing together, evolving side by side, and continuously nurturing the love that brought two people together in the first place. A lasting marriage does not remain the same. It deepens, matures, and transforms as both partners grow as individuals and as a couple. And it's a journey of learning, adapting, and making the choice every day to keep investing in love no matter how many years pass. Growth in marriage means embracing change, understanding that neither person will remain exactly as they were when the journey began. Life brings new experiences, new challenges, and new perspectives, and with them, both individuals will evolve. The strongest marriages are not those that resist change, but those that grow through it, supporting each other's dreams, encouraging personal development, and finding new ways to connect at every stage of life. Just as a tree needs water and sunlight to thrive, love needs care and attention. It is not enough to assume that love will last simply because it was once strong. Love must be nurtured with effort, with time spent together, with meaningful conversations, with small gestures that say, "You still matter to me." It is in the laughter shared over simple moments, in the kindness extended even on the hardest days, and in the commitment to always find ways to strengthen the bond. Growth in marriage also means learning from mistakes, facing challenges with resilience, and choosing forgiveness over resentment. No relationship is without its struggles, but those who truly value their love will not allow hardships to create distance. Instead, they will use difficulties as opportunities to become stronger, to understand each other better, and to reinforce the foundation of their relationship. A thriving marriage is one where both partners continue to inspire each other, to dream together, and to find joy in the journey they are building. It's not about reaching a final destination, but about constantly evolving, discovering new depths of love, and choosing each other over and over again. A love that grows does not fade with time. It only becomes more powerful, more beautiful, and more unbreakable with every passing day. A strong and loving marriage is not built on perfection, but on commitment, trust, and the willingness to grow together through every season of life. It is about choosing love, even on the hardest days, about lifting each other up, and about never losing sight of the beautiful journey shared between two hearts. A husband and wife are not just partners in life. They are each other's greatest source of strength, joy, and support. Through love, communication, trust, appreciation, and unwavering partnership, marriage becomes more than just a relationship. It becomes a sanctuary, a place where both souls find peace, belonging, and an unbreakable bond. The true beauty of marriage is not just in the happy moments, but in the love that endures through all of life's ups and downs. When two people commit to always choosing each other, to always nurturing their love, and to always standing side by side, they create a love story that is not only lasting, but truly limitless.